Alright, hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Harvest December. We finally reached the end of August. This was a really long section. I carried the rest of the luggage onto the boat, and stood for a while to feel the hum of the engine under my feet. Forgive me. Naomi-chan, it wasn't your fault. You may lift your head up high, Yuki ordered like a king. It took a while to clear up the aftermath of the festival, and by the time we knew it, there were only a few days left in August. Half of the population on the island suffered injuries. Most of them were taken to hospitals on the main island, and even medical ships and the helicopters were dispatched. Mother was adamant about fixing everything herself, but she knew she isn't in that condition. Nanaki laughed awkwardly. Ruki Rokushiki had decided it was her fault that the Rokushiki festival had gone wrong. Despite her own injuries, she had tried to heal all the injured on the island, struggling as Nanaki and the others tried to contain her. We remembered what a ruckus that had caused and laughed at the memory. The captain of the ship gestured towards us. It's time. Looks like it. Come out. Am I allowed to? Megari loped out from behind a stack of wooden cargo. Eek! How long have you been hiding there? Please stop surprising us with your horror movie entrances. That's mean. I'm trying to act sunny. That's a first. She slowly made her way towards us with her shoulders hunched as usual without making a sound. I almost checked to see if she had a shadow. Hmm? They aren't going to fight again, are they? Mizuho and Sune looked at each other worriedly. Don't worry, I reassured them with a shake of my head. I wish you the best. Yuki stretched out her hand to Megari in a friendly gesture. Megari stared at the open hand, frozen. What's the matter? Are you reluctant to shake my hand? Am I worthy? I wouldn't offer my hand if I thought otherwise. I'm offering you precisely because of who you are. It was as if the words had lifted a curse. The uncertainty left Megari's eyes. She took Yuki's hand gently as if they were handling a piece of expensive porcelain. Thank you. Then, lifting Yuki's hand in hers, she pressed it against her forehead in reverence. You should come and visit me sometime. Really? Towada would welcome you wholeheartedly. Megari let go of Yuki's hand. But, would you really want me there? I wouldn't want to play gooseberry to a married couple. Ignoring the fact that you think we'll be married, you're welcome to visit Tagami, Megari. That's funny. Why, Megari-san? Because Yuki needs you. And you need her just as badly, too. Finally, somebody that understands. Why do you say so? I asked, curious. It took both of you to make me belong. It was both of you that helped me understand. Yuki and I looked at each other in confusion. Well, I guess it's okay then, since you aren't married yet. Okay for what, Megari? I don't understand. Masaki helped me notice what I missed. She kissed me on the cheek. And Yuki told me that I wasn't alone. She kissed Yuki on the cheek, too. Oh. Surprised, we both touched our cheeks in unison like a mirrored image. It was the two of you that made me who I am today, what I am today. I'm glad we could help you. I'll visit someday, but only after you two are married. That's... Alright. Wow, you answered so surely. I have to belong too. Megari turned to leave. Far in the distance, we could see a tiny figure waiting for her. It was you. Sometimes I find myself lost again, but I'm sure you'll manage to find your way back now. Yes, I hope so. But... What about you, Masaki? Where do you belong? And Yuki, what about you? Neither of us answered, and she smiled victoriously. She was a step ahead of us now. So strange. You both looked so sure about it when you defeated me, and now you look so lost. I looked away to meet Yuki's eyes. But, unlike denying it all like I usually would, I found myself at a loss for words. Perfection only lasts a moment. But, no, not in this case, Megari said as she looked at both of us. I hope you both make a place of your own. We're both of you can belong together. I don't know why these words are suddenly like... I'm losing my marbles. Everybody else had already boarded the boat. Till death do you part. That's so corny, I burst out laughing. I need you both to be together, to prove I wasn't wrong, that you weren't wrong. Oh, is that right? Come on, that's all I'm asking of you two. I promise, Yuki swore. She looked so sure. As for me, I'll try. Men. The two laughed, and I just fidgeted uncomfortably on the spot. Well, they're gone. They were weird. That's not very nice of you. That's not a very nice way to put it, Tomomi said, horrified at Naomi's choice of words. But they were fun. Naomi smiled just a little. Clean-up time. I've got to help Mother, too. Nanaki sounded tired. She had been taking turns with Ruki healing the people on the island. I have work to do. Big sister. Am I allowed to stay? Always. But it caused so much trouble. You belong. And just like that, Naomi turned around to leave. Megari knew that Naomi had already moved forward, forgetting the conversation they had just had. Her mind would soon be filled with responsibilities as head of the Ichimonji family. She used to hate the way Naomi walked around, so self-assured. But now, not so much. Can I meet you later since you was waiting for me? Megari. The sight before Megari rendered her speechless for a moment. Naomi Ichimonji, for the very first time ever, was wearing a look of shock on her face. You can, but hurry home. Okay. She ran against the wind, feeling the cool air on her face. Far ahead, you noticed her coming and stood up. Nanaki and the others watched, their eyes wide open. They never thought they would see Megari run, as if they didn't have a care in the world, as if she didn't have a care in the world, too. The summer's light was about to fade. She would reach her friend before it was gone. Epilogue, another beginning. Okay. So there's multiple parts to this epilogue, too. We're back home. I hesitated flipping the calendar on my desk to the next month. It was quiet outside. As soon as Shiro returned home, she quickly regained her authority over Tagami again. Finally. Mizuho expressed her disappointment that there wasn't enough pomp and ceremony, much to Shiro's chagrin, but things were peaceful at last. Time was passing steadily. I stared at the calendar on the table, still wondering whether I should turn it over to the next page. There was only one day left till August was over. It probably didn't matter much. I spent way too much time thinking about it. I tried concentrating on my textbook again, but it was bothering me. Oh, you're so wishy-washy. Mommy-chan's head shot out from the side, and she ripped August off unapologetically. How could you? Mom, couldn't you see what I was trying to do now? Study? Yes. How could you do something so insensitive? It isn't a big deal. My future depends on it. Oh, come on. How your future turns out has nothing to do with me. I felt a headache developing. Alright, mother who doesn't really care about my grades, what did you come here for? To give you this. She placed a cup of tea and chocolate pops on my table. I found it through experience that sweet stuff gives you energy when you're tired. I decided not to tell her it was a fact scientifically proven years ago. There isn't much left of the chocolate pops, though. Some fairy must have come and ate it. You could at least wipe the chocolate off your mouth before you say that. I told the potentially diabetic fairy before me. Feeling my head throbbing, I pushed my notebooks to the side. Ooh, Misaki-chan, you're gonna stop studying and play video games with me? No, I'm just taking a break, I almost said, but my phone began to vibrate. I took out my phone and put it on my desk. It rattled loudly on the wood. It was an email from Yuki. I had taught her how to use email several times before, and it looked as if she had finally learned how to use it. She treated email like letters and would begin with a formal salutations about the seasons, so her emails were generally very long. I opened it. That's short. Hey, don't peek. But Mami-chan was accurate. Yuki's email only consisted of one word. Come. What's that? Ooh, you must have really done it this time, you player. I'm not surprised. I would have thought you had more faith in me considering I'm your son. If she had to email you like that, she's gotta be furious. Are you saying that from experience? Takaki-san used to get emails like that all the time. He was a real Casanova back in the days when he was young. I was one of his victims too, but there was this one time, I don't really want to hear this. So what are you going to do, my son, that I convinced because of Tataki-san's ways? I don't really have a choice, do I? Okay, then get ready. I'll drive you there. But Mom, I thought your legs are too short to reach the brakes. And the other pedals in the car. Why just the brakes? Hey, don't remind me that, it's hurtful. Besides, Mayoi-chan helped me invent a device that I could get superpowers so I could drive. Superpowers. I pointed at Mami-chan's chest. Are you implying you want some milk? No! You guys are weird. I thought we'd die. If you can't take a drift like that, you'll never be a champion race driver. Somebody's been playing Mario Kart, Mami-chan said smugly before she left. Mami-chan never changes. I've said before, I think you're calling her... Wait, Shiro-sama? It's been a while. Shiro was sitting quietly next to Yuki. I was speechless. They were enemies that hated each other. Seeing them together was the last thing that I expected. You look like you need something to drink, Yuki gestured toward the pot of tea placed by the zabuton on the floor. Okay, so they're using it to put tea on instead. She was right, the chills in my back were still there from Mami-chan's driving. I felt so much better that the warm tea settled in my stomach. We were facing each other just a few feet apart. He kept quiet as I drank my tea, which was now half gone. I didn't ask why I was called over. Because as expressionless as Yuki was, I could tell she was hesitating, wondering how she would broach the subject. The last of the cicadas were singing outside, while glass wind chimes tinkled softly in the back. It was the sound that marked the end of summer. As I waited, I slipped into my usual train of thought, and I began to wonder if I was being myself. There was something surreal about my surroundings now, as if I was looking from reality at reality from afar. Oh, that's right. I just remembered my past mantra. I loved all things unreal. Masaki, she was so fast. Huh. Suddenly reaching forward, Shiro grabbed hold of my wrists. I lost balance, tripping over and spilling my tea on the tatami mats. A dark, wet stain slowly spread out on the floor. Wait, I said as I propped myself up on my knees, trying to regain my posture. But Shiro simply kept pulling on my wrist and eventually rested my hand lovingly on her stomach. We got Minaka to give us a checkup. Huh? It's about 4 months old in size. That's me 10 seconds ago. It must be a side effect that Ruki was talking about when we had the ritual done. The meaning of going through the ritual with a partner. It was the same as mating. When you receive the power in the ritual, we received a child too. Yuki placed my left hand on her belly. It's ours. I could feel the life developing under both of our palms. That was me 5 seconds ago. She said it will grow a lot faster than a regular human child. And then she said, we will reap what is sown in winter. My mind went blank. The sunset outside was unbelievably red, and the two basking in the light of it looked incredibly beautiful, and I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And what I said, something as it came out as, thanks. That's me now, and I don't have a clue what I'm smiling about. Alright. Good job, guys. It's a very PG-rated mating session, I suppose. I don't know. I said I'd talk about August at the end. I think the tower defense section in the middle with, like, every girl on the island charging towards the shrine was a little unnecessary. They probably could have made this chapter a lot shorter, and, a lot less, I don't want to say pointless, but a lot less pointless if they just left out that bit and just had Megari charging toward the shrine, and had her fighting everybody, because that's what Megari does. I don't know. That wasn't my favorite chapter. I think, I don't know, January was kind of cool, February was kind of cool, July was also kind of interesting. But anyway, I'll let you make your own decision about that. My name is Dragonite, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.